Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you to my Facebook Live, Creating Cards with Debbie. And my name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. I want to give a moment for everybody to get here. I know I came on probably about a minute early. Okay, it's 10 o'clock right now. So be sure that you like and share the video when you come on, and be sure you comment so I can see that you're here and I can say hello to you. And let's go ahead and switch our cameras around here so you can see what we're talking about this morning. So give me a moment, and hopefully I don't have any echoing going on really bad. So let's do a switch here. There we go. Like I said, be sure that you let me know that you can hear me. I don't have my iPad hooked up to be able to listen. So I'm going to give a moment here, and I'm going to switch to my comments and see if I see anybody. Like I said, I'm starting probably a minute early, so I'm going to give everybody a chance to get on here. And like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie. And let me bring up our November host code. So I'm creating cards with Debbie, and if you want to shop with me, you can shop in my store at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And if your order is over or under $150, use this host code for November. We still got a couple days here yet. Hard to believe. And it is 2F2WCG6P. I'll just give you a moment to write that down if you need to. And you can always go back and watch the rewind of the video if you miss it. But I'm going to give it a moment. And like I said, if you want to shop with me, it's www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And the November host code is 2F2WCG6P. All right. And if you want to email me, you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And I don't have that to put up on the screen. So again, that is creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. All right, let's bring some housekeeping notes over here so we can go over real quick while we're waiting for everybody. Don't forget that right now we're doing the Last Chance products, our mini catalog. Let me bring that out here. It's going to be retiring come the end of December. So we've got a lot of products that are marked down up to 60% off. So you want to take advantage of that. I went over a thing Monday. I went through the whole catalog and I listed each item that's going to be retiring and what's staying and what's marked down. So you might want to go back and watch Monday's video if you want to. And like I said, it's we've got products that are marked down up to 60% off. Get this out of my way. I need to find some place to put all this here. You wouldn't believe what my desk looks like. I did clean it off a little bit. All right, so Paper Pumpkin for December is all the best. It says, give a box of handmade cards to those you love. And this is the December Paper Pumpkin box. And it says, Paper Pumpkin Kit, you've got until December 10th to sign up for this one. And it says, the December Paper Pumpkin Kit comes with all the pieces you need to make 9 handmade cards detailed with yellows, blues, and gold foils. This kit also comes with an acetate box for you to store your finished cards and envelopes. You can gift the box of cards to a loved one, and they can gift a card to someone else. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Share your love of crafting with those around you using the All the Best Paper Pumpkin Kit. And this month's kit includes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, and 9 coordinating envelopes. 1 acetate box to fit cards and envelopes from the kit, 1 Pebbled Path ink spot, 1 photopolymer stamp set, embellishments, specialty gold foil die cuts, enough adhesive to finish the project. And you can sign up for Paper Pumpkin at this website, so I'll leave that up for a moment for you to copy that down. So it looks like it's a real good kit that we're getting, and I like the gift box idea, so that makes it nice to give gifts to somebody. All right, let me see. And we've got our online exclusives. We've got some new products that have been added. So you want to go into my store, and on the side column, you'll find online exclusives. So click on that, and it'll bring up all the new online exclusives that we've added. There's quite a few in there, and I think I don't think I am using the paper, designer series paper that's off of the online exclusives today. So I think that's the only thing I'm using that's on there. But you want to go in there and see there's all kinds of good stuff in there. I'm shuffling papers here. All right, and don't forget you can join my team, and you'll get your starter kit, and that's $99, and that's free shipping and handling. And you can pick out $125 worth of products of your choice. So that's a really good deal. You get $26 extra for $99, plus free shipping, so you save money right there too. So if you have any questions on that too, just reach out to me, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have. We have lots of fun on our team. It's not just me that you get the benefit of having my upline also. We do lots of fun things with our team meetings and our business training if you want to do it as a business. But you don't have to. You can just do it to get your discount. So that's what a lot of people do. They just do it to get their discount, because after you get your starter kit and you put in your first order, you get 20% off of that. So who doesn't want to save money? And like I said, just reach out to me. You can either private message me or email me, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have about that. Okay, I'm going to put the banner back up there. And I think that's all the news that we have today. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do some embossing today and some stamping. I've got 3 Christmas cards. I've got 1 fun fold, which is a gift card holder, and 2 cards, regular cards. So we're going to go ahead and get our bits and pieces all out here and get started. This is our first card. And it opens like this. It says hello. And then wishing you a festive Christmas is on the inside. So that's our first card that we're going to do. So let me get our bits and pieces out here. And we'll get started with the show. Okay. And we're going to start out with our card base. Let me put this over here out of the way. Our card base is mossy metal, and it's 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. And we're going to burnish that to give it a good edge. We want our card to lay flat so it doesn't be flopping open. I'm going to put my sleeves up here and get started. All right. And I don't have my paper cut for this one. What did I do here? Okay, this is right. I'm thinking of another card I had. Had me worried there for a moment. I'm looking at the wrong instructions for one thing. Did I not have? I don't think I wrote down my instructions. Okay, I did. I just had it on the wrong page. And our folder doesn't want to lay flat. All right, Mossy Meadow, 5.5 by 8.5, and scored at 4 1/4 inches. And then we've got our designer series paper. Where did it go? Well, I thought it was organized today, but maybe not. Well, they're hiding on me or something. Where are they? Okay, here they are. The designer series paper that I'm using is I don't have it out here. Well, where did it go? It is a St. Nicholas paper. I guess I didn't take it out. But anyway, we've got this design, and this design. And the first one, all of these are 1.5 inches. No, 1 3/4 inches by 2.5 inches. And we need 3 of those. So we're going to put those right there. And then we've got our other designer papers that is 1.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I've embossed that using our embossing folder, which is the distress tile. I don't know if that's showing on the camera very well. Maybe if I put this behind it, you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, very pretty. So I've distressed that. And we also have a layer of our white, basic white, which I've embossed already with that. And that is 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So that's all the embossing we've got. But I've got another Mossy Meadow piece here that's 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And we're going to glue our white layer of embossed layer onto that. So let's go ahead and start gluing down here. I don't want to confuse y'all. And we'll just attach that to the center of this Mossy Meadow. And we're going to set that aside for a moment, but we're going to grab this layer that's a 1.5 inch by 5 1/4 inch. And we're going to lay that on the side of our card, making sure it's opening the right direction. And we're going to attach that to the side, left side. And we're going to leave a little border going on all 3 sides here. And get that straight. Stitch it over a little bit. There we go. And now we're going to add our smaller layers of our designer series paper. And those are going to go on the right side of our card. And I'm just going to leave a little space in between and match it up with the top side of this. And I'm going to do the bottom one. I'm a little shaky today. I think I might have had too much coffee or something. Just my normal 1.5 cups. And then our center one. I hope everybody's doing well today. Did everybody survive Thanksgiving? I probably ate too much. I'm trying to get those pounds back off again. It's easier to put them on, but it sure is hard to take them back off. But I didn't do too bad. I think I only gained 1 pound or so. But still, I got to keep on top of it. And this is going to go in the center of our card. And scooch that up just a bit. All right. Be sure that you like and share my video also when you get on here. That helps my viewership. I get more viewers that way. And I really appreciate that. So anyway, I've taken the designer series paper and we're going to just die cut out this Santa. Well, no, I think I'm going to use this Santa. He's holding the presents. Either one would work. And I've got the wrong die out here. I put it away. And I also want to tell you where did I put the dies? I was just looking at them. Okay. On the St. Nicholas dies. And I need to show you the stamp set too. I didn't even do that. It's a St. Nicholas stamp set and dies. But in the Last Chance catalog, if you don't buy it as a bundle, buy it separately because the Last Chance products dies are marked down to $30.60. So that's one of the savings that you can have. And like I said, I'm using the St. Nicholas stamp set. Well, no, I'm not using the stamp set on this one. I'm just using the dies. The St. Nicholas dies. I did these the other day, and I guess I've kind of forgotten what I did. That's what happens when you do these too far in advance. So we're going to use our die to cut out this little Santa. And I want to trim around this so I can get this through our mini embossing machine. I'm just going to cut around here. And I'm going to kind of save those trees because I might use those on something else. So we can still use those on something. So I'm going to save those. And I lay on my glue. Bring over our baby boho blue. And we're going to die cut this out. Put my scissors away. Try to keep my work surface halfway clean here. Which, if you're a crafter, you know how challenging that can be to keep your work surface clean. When you're working, you've got everything all over the place. I know I do. So I'm going to grab my washi tape and I'm going to hold him in place so he doesn't slip around on me. If I can find the end of my washi tape, I will. Find the end of it and cut off a couple of pieces here to hold them. And position that on top of our designer series papers. We can die cut them. And our top plate. I think you'll find the baby boho blue machine in the online exclusives. It's still available to customers yet. While supplies last. So when they're gone, I guess. We're going to save our tape to use again if we need. So here's our Santa. Got out of there. I guess that's Father Santa. And use our magnetic bowl to hold our dies. We don't lose them. And I'm going to close this up for now. All right, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of him because I want him standing up a little bit. I'm going to take our regular size dimensionals and let's put 3. And I'm going to get my take your pick tool to grab those dimensional backings off of there. Oops, took out the wrong one. Oops, missed that one. And we're going to place him off, kind of off-centered, off to the left side. And I'm going to come back in and I've got a scrap of Bossy Meadow, and we're going to heat emboss our hello. So let's bring in our eyes here. We need our Versamark and our basic white. And maybe our brush and our heat gun. I don't want to bump too many things here and knock my camera out of place. So I've got a scrap of white here. I'm going to lay down underneath everything to catch our embossing powder. I have the tool tray too, but I'm too lazy to dig it out. So we're going to first use our embossing buddy to get rid of any static cling that might be on our paper, or the oils from our fingers or anything. This back in there, and then we're going to use our little hello, which comes from our Gorgeously Made stamp set. That was kind of loud, wasn't it? And do I want to go this way? Yeah. I was just looking at that. Oh, I got a ring around that one. Let's do that again. I pressed too hard. I think I'm going to go this direction because I'm not sure how long my label is that I'm using. All right, that looks pretty good. Put our lid back on our Versamark ink. And I'm going to grab our white embossing powder. And our embossing powders come in a group of 3. This is the basics. I think it's white, black, and clear that come in that pack. So I'll also do that one while I'm at it. And then our other one is the metallics. Used to be you could buy them separately, but now they've got them in a pack of 3, which is probably a better bargain. Okay, I'm going to put that right there because we're going to use that again. And get our gun going here. Get this in the camera. There we go. Heat embossing always amazes me. I just love to watch it. It's like magic. I don't know if I emboss that other one too. I might be able to use that for something. As long as I've got it there. And once it starts turning shiny, then that means that it's done. So don't overheat it because it could burn your embossing image. So you want to just wait till it's just started turning shining and then it's done. All right, and the die that we're going to use comes from the Stylish Shapes dies. It's got circles and squares and then the banners, and I'm using the smallest banner. I think it's the smallest one. And get this paper clip back off of there. I got that on there good. How did I do that? It's hard telling. There we go. So we're going to just cut that out. So let's bring our baby boss over here again. Our baby blue. And our plates. And I'm going to kind of go off to the one edge of this. I want the hello, the O, right up against the edge of the one end of the banner. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Words are hard today. All right, let's run that back through. And let me switch my laptop to comments so I can see if anybody's asking any questions. And put this back over here. I think I'll leave them open for now. I have to use them again for a little bit, but so here's our hello banner. And let me put my die in my little bowl. It is a little bit crooked, but that's okay. That's the story of my life. I get things on crooked. All right, and we're just going to glue him down directly to our card front. A little glue on there. I'm going to kind of push him up underneath the skirt of our Santa. So we can go pretty much all the way up to the hello. And press that down. So here's the front of our card. Let's start working on the inside. And on the inside, we want to stamp our greeting, which says, wishing you a festive Christmas. And that comes from our Trucking Along stamp set. It's this one right here. And I'm going to stamp that using black memento. And I got a brand new ink pad of my black tuxedo black memento. I hadn't even used it yet. It's brand new. So you're the first to see it used. And I need to bring over my Pearson mat so I can get a little cushion underneath. We're using the photopolymer. And does that look good? Hope it's good. I'm going to stamp that off to the, kind of off to the right side because we're going to have a strip on the left side. So, and look how good that stamps. I love a brand new ink pad. Brand new. So pretty. All right, and then I've got a strip of our designer series paper. And this is, did I write it down? No, I didn't. So we're going to measure that. I think it's about a 1/2 inch. Yes, 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 inches. So we're going to glue that down. You can probably hear squeaking. My husband's out there with the lawnmower and he's pulling his little cart along with him and it's got a bad squeak in it. He keeps greasing the wheels or whatever and it's still there. All right, so we're going to put this along our left side. And I guess this is not quite 5 1/4 inches, a little bit shorter. So let me see, what is that? Looks like 5 1/8 inches by a 1/2 inch. So it's just leaves a little space in between, and it's really crooked. Scooch that over yet. All right, there, that's better. So we're going to put that on the inside of our card. So what's your all weather like today? We've been kind of cold the last few days, mornings. I think we had one morning we got down in the high 20s. And not much more than about 60 during the day, 50s, 60. Okay. All right, so there's our card, but we need a little bit of bling on there. We can't let it go without. And I didn't put no ribbon on this either. I'm just going to stick to the embellishments. And I'm using the Brush Metallic Adhesive Back Dots. So let's bring those out of the package. And I opened my package on the side of it instead of trying to take off the adhesive right there. It's a lot easier. It just slides out that way. All right, we're going to use, did I use the Goldish? I used this one here. So we're going to do 3. So I'm going to use a big one. And I think I'll put the larger one there and then 2 smaller ones. So this is a hard part, deciding where you want to put your embellishments at. And one more. I always do odd numbers. Do I want to put it on there or do I want to keep it on here? Well, let's put it up here, I guess. That's what I did on my original. All right, so here's our card. Hello, and wishing you a festive Christmas. So that's our first card that we've got done so far. And I'll put those right over there out of my way. And we'll go on to our second card. And we're going to do some more embossing, heat embossing. If I can find the card. Where did the card go? It fell down. Oh no, I've lost it. So this is our second card. And I'm using the Very Vanilla cardstock. My first one I used the white, but I think I like the vanilla better. So we're going to stick with the vanilla. Our card base is, like I said, the Very Vanilla, and that's 5.5 by 8.5, and then scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. And we're going to burnish that edge really good. And okay, I didn't show you the card very well. It says, "May the Christmas season fill your home." And on the inside, with a little more sparkle and a little less stress, let's make this Christmas the very best. And I used 2 stamp sets on this. I used yeah. I used the St. Nicholas bundle. I used the dies and the stamp set. And then I used the Very Best Occasion stamp set for the inside sentiment. I feel like I'm disorganized this morning for some reason. All right, let me set that up there so I can see what I've done. And my instructions out here. Okay, gold embossed. All right, like I said, 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and scored in the middle at 4 1/4, and that's our card base. And then I've got a layer of our gold metallic specialty paper, which is 4 1/8 inches by 5 5/16 inches, which is kind of an odd number. And that goes onto our card front. And then I've got our Very Vanilla, which is 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inches. And I've embossed that using our Basics embossing folders. It comes in a 3-pack, and this one, I think it's like a hashtag kind of pattern. Let me open this up and put a layer of paper in there so you can see it better. Okay, does that show on the camera? It's getting a lot of glare. Guess you can kind of see it. So we're going to attach this to our gold piece, just using our liquid glue. And you know that's my adhesive of choice. That's what I usually grab. But you can use whatever you prefer. And we're going to center that onto our gold piece. And you want to try not to get any glue onto your gold layer here, because it's hard to get back off again. All right, got that down. And I'm going to lay that aside for now, and I'm going to do our heat embossing with our Santa. And I don't know, maybe I can fit both of those on there. Fit him on here? I think I can. All right, so let's get our embossing buddy back over here, and we're going to get rid of any cling that might happen. So I'm going to do both layers because we're going to stamp on both. I'm getting a frog. And our Versamark ink. And I'm going to ink him up really good with our Versamark ink. And when I think I've got enough, then I'll go back and do it again. I want to make sure that it's done really good. And we're going to stamp him onto our berry vanilla. And I'm just going to let that marinate for just a moment. And then we're going to do our sentiment also. We're going to set him aside for a moment. And we'll do both at the same time. Okay. Now we can close up our Versamark ink. We don't want to get our powder in there. And let me put the cap back on my glue also. I'm falling out of my chair. I had to scoot back again. All right, I'm going to bring my scrap paper over here, and we're going to put some powder on these guys. And I'm going to be using the gold embossing powder this time. And like I said, that's in our metallic pack of 3. I think it's gold, silver, and bronze, I think, are the colors that are in that 3-pack. And I just kind of tap them off to make sure I get any loose tag-alongs off of there. And this one. And I'm just going to pick up some of this and use it again. Looks good. All right, and then we're going to pour that back into our container. Oops, missed that one. So we've got a little mess here. I missed it with the paper a little bit. And what can I use to clean that up with? A tissue. I don't get it all over. Let's wipe that up. All right. Into the trash. Okay, so we're going to heat emboss these. And like I said, once it starts turning shiny, then it's done. So you want to move on. You don't want to burn your embossing powder. So it's starting to change. I probably should use my tweezers as it's getting kind of warm on the fingers. Set that down and turn it a little bit. Doesn't take very long. Once your pen is heated up pretty good, it doesn't take but a second to melt the embossing powder. And we'll do our sentiment. It's hard to believe that November is pretty well gone. A couple days here, we'll be in December already. Okay, so I'm going to bring my die cut machine back over here, and we're going to cut the Santa out. And if I got the right die, I'm going to place that over my image, and I'm going to die cut this out. If you didn't have the dies, you could also fussy cut if you wanted to, but we've gotten lazy through the years using the dies all the time. I know I have anyway. I should speak for myself. But there are some things that we do have to fussy cut, so it's not really too bad. Just that we've gotten spoiled. And I've got to cut this edge off. It won't fit through there. So I'm going to grab my scissors and snip that off. I'm going to go left-handed today. Got it on the wrong side, but that's okay. And get our image out of there and put our plates over here. Got my magnetic balls. I don't lose them. Okay, so here's our Santa, our Father Santa. And I'm going to fussy cut this out. So I'm going to grab my paper snips. And this is really easy. You just go around the words themselves. No rhyme or reason. And I like to leave a little space of paper in between my embossing. I'm not right up against the embossing layer. See, very simple, doesn't take long. And we're going to place both of these up on dimensionals, which I'm going to find here. I misplaced. Here they are. And I'm going to put quite a few on the back of this because I don't want it sinking in the middle. And maybe another one there. And I'm going to grab my paper snips again, and I'm going to cut some small edges here off of my layers here. So I can put a couple on his feet to hold him up. On this side, we're going to snip off another one. Don't throw your edges away of your dimensionals because you can use those. Just because the center circles are gone doesn't mean that you can't use the edges. I still feel powder on there. I didn't get it all up. And put them on the back of this layer. And along with that too, I think I'm going to put enough on there to support it. So be generous with your embossing dimensionals. I know where you can get some more, right in my store. All right, do I want to start? I'm going to put that aside for a moment. We want to add our ribbon to this first. And I'm using, this is the satin edge ribbon, the gold. And I'm going to cut off a layer here to go across. And then I'm going to make a faux bow. So I'm going to bring over my Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to run a couple strips on the back side to hold our ribbon. And I'm going to bring over my silicone mat to hold that. I was going to place it not quite centered, but just a little lower than centered. Yeah, just making sure that's straight, which it looks good. And then I'm going to take all the backings off of my dimensionals with my Take Your Pick tool. And this works the best when you don't have any fingernails. Well, Come on off of there, little guy. There we go. And we're going to place our Santa Man over the ribbon a little bit onto the right side. I think my husband's out there burning leaves. I see smoke. Hopefully that's what it is. All right, and this is going to go on to our lower left side. And now we're going to add that to our card base with our liquid glue again. And I'm going to trim off the ends of these ribbons. I don't need all that there. So we're just going to snip that off. And make sure you got the card opening in the right direction and it's not upside down. I haven't done that before. All right, now we're going to center that on the card front. And I think that looks good. Press it down. And I'm going to take a little piece of our gold ribbon and I'm going to make a faux bow. So I'm just going to slip up underneath this ribbon here and tie that. And you can slide it wherever you want it to be. So, and snip off those tails. And I think this one's a little bit longer. All right, and then we're going to do some embossing on the inside of our card. So again, I'm going to bring out my paper here. Did I put it under here? Where did I put it? No, there it is. Still got some embossing powder on there. Knock that off of there. We don't need that on the card. Well, it's still there. And we'll bring our embossing buddy back over here, and we're going to get rid of any static cling that might be hanging around. And our stamp pad. And our sentiment, which is with a little more sparkle and a little less stress, let's make this Christmas the very best. I like that sentiment. I know we can be under a lot of stress during the holidays, trying to get everything done. Okay, we're going to press that in the center. Like I said, be sure you say hello when you come on. I'd like to say hello to you. And be sure that you like and share the video also. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, be sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to click that little bell also, because then you'll be notified when I put new videos up. And I try to do one a week, so kind of watch for them. And if you hit that bell, you should be notified. That'll tell you when I have a new one that I put up. I try to do one a week. I need to get into doing more than one a week, but I hadn't quite got there yet. So maybe after the first of the year, I'll get more ambitious. Alright, we'll bring our gun back over here, our heat gun. And this heat gun can be found in the back of the catalog, the annual catalog, if you're needing a heat gun. It's got 2 settings on it, so it's very versatile. All is waiting for that to change. That's all there is to that. So here's the inside of our card. And to add a little bit of bling to that, we're going to use our pastel adhesive back sequins. And these come in 2 sheets. One's large and one's a smaller. And I'm going to use 1 large one and 2 small ones. So let's take that and we're going to place that right here. And then we want 2 small ones. So I'm going to put one probably right there, and then another one can go. Yeah, do I want it up here or do I want it down here? I guess we'll put it up here. Alright, let's put those back in our package. So here's our second card. It's May the Christmas season fill your home with a little more sparkle and a little less stress. Let's make this Christmas the very best. So that's our second Christmas card. Does everybody have all their Christmas cards ready and mailed out? I haven't mailed any, but I think I've got enough cards done, so I should be good. I need to do a count and see for sure. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way here. Make some room. Get out all of our bits and pieces here. Okay, so here's our second card, and it's also a gift card holder. So here is what we've got. There's 3 layers, and I just got a sample of a Walmart gift card in there, so it's no good. Okay, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year with the gift card holder. So let's get started on that. Those cards are falling. We're going to start out with our basic red card base. And let me get my instructions first here. All right. That's 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. And that's our real red. And then I've got our designer series paper, which comes from the Joy of Christmas. And we're using this layer here. So that's the designer series paper that we're using. And that was 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then we've got another basic white, real red cardstock. And this is 9 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And I've scored it at 3 inches and 6 inches. So I've already done that ahead of time. So let's go ahead and burnish those fold lines. And I'm just making sure that it's matching up right. And we're doing it like an accordion kind of. So it'll look like this, like a Z, I guess, or yeah, like a Z. All right, and we're going to go ahead and we'll attach this to our card base. Well, we're doing pretty good on time. I've got everything pretty well done on this one, so it shouldn't take very long to do. Usually my videos are like an hour and a half. I like to keep them about an hour and a half, not any longer if I can help it. I know you probably get bored otherwise sitting there. Whoops, we're slipping and sliding here. Get that centered. That's one thing about the liquid glue. You've got time to wiggle it around if you need to. And I think I'm going to put some more glue along here. And I didn't quite get to the edges of this, I guess. And we're going to set that aside for a moment, and we're going to work on our Z-fold. So we're going to start out, what did I do first? Okay. The dimensions on our other. This is for our pocket, and that measures 2 3/4 inches by 2 7/8 inches, and we're going to notch the top edge. And I'm going to use the modern oval punch to do that with. So let's go ahead and notch that. And make sure I got it laid right. So it's going to fit in the center there. Yeah. So you're going to do the longer side. And just going to notch that just a little bit. Looks like I used a different one. Did I use a different one? That works. Just enough to get your finger down in there to grab the card. It's all you need. I wonder. Yeah, it's the one I used. Yeah. Oh, I know what I did. I used it on the side. Let me see if I can't do that better. Yeah, that's what I did. I didn't use the end of it. I used the side of it. It gives it a bigger loop there to grab hold of. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the center. No, I used tear and tape. You could use the liquid glue too, but I used the tear and tape. It was a little bit faster drying. You have to wait for it to dry. And bring my silicone mat over here. And we're going to run the 3 sides. We're not going to do the top side. We're just going to do the side panels and the bottom. Whoops, tore that one before I wanted to tear it. And it's sticking to my fingers good. There. Bring our take your pick tool back over here and take those backings off. Try not to stick my fingers into it. All right, there we go. Get a hold of it there. This is going to go on our center panel and put it towards the bottom. Okay, there you have that. And now we're going to do the inside and the outside panel. And I've got 2 basic whites here, and those are 2 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And like I said, we need 2 of those, one for the inside and one for the front side. And on the front side, we've got our designer series paper, which is 2.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And that's going to go right onto our basic white layer there. Oh, come on, glue. You can do it. And I'm going to center that. And we're going to glue that onto our front layer, our front panel. And I guess I guess that might be the top side. And that's going to go onto our front flap. See if I have that straight. It looks like it's pretty good. And then on the inside, we've got another layer of that 2.5 by 3 3/4 inch. And we're going to stamp our sentiment onto that. Let me bring my silicone mat over here. And I'm going to stamp "and a Happy New Year." And I'm going to use a real red ink pad. This is our old cases yet, but it's still good. And I'm going to stamp that centered. And we're going to do all of our stamping while we're at it here. I've got our real red, and I've die cut these using the deckled circles. Here somewhere. Okay. Our deckled circle dies. These are in the mini catalog, and they're not retiring. They're going to be carried over, but they're only going to be an online exclusive. So starting in January, they'll be in the online exclusives section. So, and I'm using 2 of the dies out of there, and it would be 2, 3, the number 4 and number 5, counting from the centers. And the real red is done with the larger circle, and the basic white is done with a smaller circle. So, goes over there, and I'm going to stamp the Merry Christmas onto our smaller, the basic white. And we're using the real red. And we're going to stamp that right in the center. Well, now I'm going to stamp it up towards the top more, because we're going to put a bow at the bottom. And close up that ink pad before we have red ink all over us. And then we're going to attach our sentiments. Attach that to our circle, real red. And put this on the inside of our card. My sentiment might be a little bit crooked. Looks like it might be. That's all right. And I'm not going to put this on dimensionals. I'm going to glue it directly to our card. In case you want to mail it, it could get a little thick if I put it on dimensionals along with the gift card. So we're going to put that centered on the front of our card. So maybe pull this gift card out of here and make sure that goes in there. There, had to stretch it a little bit. And on my original, I did the red, but this one I'm doing the green paper. So here's our bow. I've already done that. And we're going to attach that with the mini glue dot. And take your pick tool to pull one of those off. And kind of curl it in a little bit of a ball. And place it right down on there. Puff up our bow a little bit. Let me close up my glue. So here's our gift card. And now we're going to place that onto our card base. So I still needed that glue. Why'd I put it away? Who knows? So we're going to make sure you don't skimp on your adhesive on this. We want to make sure it stays onto our card base. It's got a little bit of weight to it. And place that down onto our card front and make sure that it's centered and straight. I think that's straight. Let me open this up and press it down a little bit. Okay, I've got some glue right here I need to get rid of. Okay, so here's our card. And I didn't put any other embellishments on it. You could add some rhinestones or something, or if you had some red rhinestones, that would look pretty on there. But I didn't. I just left it as is. I thought the bow was enough to dress it up a little bit. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year with a gift card in there. Oops, I need to pull it down here a little bit. There we go. So there's our gift card. And let me bring our other cards back over here. And we'll be done with the show for today. And can I fit them all on here? Yeah, so there's our 3 cards that we did today. I hope you enjoyed them. So be sure you tell your friends and family to come and join us. I'd love to have them all here. And so next week is going to be December. And let me see. All right, next week, December, would be December 6th. But I've got a doctor appointment that day, so I need to reschedule it. I think I'm going to reschedule it to Thursday. So that would be December 7th, Thursday, at 10 a.m. Central Time. So be sure you mark your calendars, and I'll see you next Thursday. It's hard to believe it's December. And that'll be the 7th of December. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at my calendar, right? Hard to believe. Okay, so I want to say thank you for being here today, and I hope you enjoyed the cards. Leave some comments and tell me what you thought. And next week, I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more Christmas cards or what I'm going to do. I haven't really thought about it, so it might be something different. But stay tuned, and I'll see you next week, next Thursday, December 7th at 10 o'clock Central Time. Until then, y'all have a good rest of the week, and thanks for being here. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.